Yo, it's your boy Who's Who 74 back with another banger. We here with the new One Piece chapter 1115. And this chapter we gonna be getting to some juicy stuff because I did get a hold of some of the spoilers, so I'm knowing what's to expect and what's gonna be coming. Now if y'all tune in to me like I hope y'all be tuning in to me, I did miss last week. Well, not last week, but last week's chapter. What was it? Chapter 100, 1114. I missed that chapter. I seen it, so I knew it happened, but I didn't review it. I had some stuff going on. And once I seen what happened, I didn't care to do a late review. I know I'm late with this one too, but I'm like I still want to drop this. You know, but with that one, I ended up seeing it, and I was like, you know what? I didn't miss out on nothing at all because they didn't get no information. That was just another bullshit chapter like we normally get sometimes. But based on the spoilers, they not playing with my top in this one. So we gonna get into it. Y'all already know how I do. Kick back, flame up, and review with me. Shit, I'm stuffing my face right now, but if you ain't got no blunt, I'm gonna flame my piece up in a second. Feel free to smoke with me when I put that motherfucker to the screen. But we finna tune in. I'm eager to see what's finna go on. Now this is a nice cover spread page. What that is, Yamato, um, um, the little girl, her name started with a T. I forget her name. Totsu, Totes, or something like that. But that's the little girl that ate that smile that ate that smile fruit, and then her daddy or whoever dude was ate it with her. All right, so we are at the flower capital, Wano, and we got some conversation bubble. Let me see what it say first. Hold on. No way you've been wondering how he came to be known as a pirate. All right, so uh, flower capital Wano. We got a little dialogue bubble. It's hard to believe this is foreign transmission is reaching us. Yeah, y'all do got some crazy technology. Can't even cap. One Piece definitely got their little crazy ass technology. We found the snail in the castle among Orochi's possession. And then that's remember the bubbles that look like this. If you can see where my marker at, the bubbles that look like this, those are the transmission. That's Vegapunk speaking. You feel me? Whenever they show us something else or somewhere else and show us what everybody else doing, if you see that right there, that's because Vegapunk is speaking from the transmission. So don't get that confused with everybody else's conversation. Mm. Then we got Adult Momonosuke, Kinemon, um, and some more of the damn scabbards. They listening in to him. Momonosuke like, so you were a Joy Boy, so you were a pirate Joy Boy, just like Luffy. And Kinemon shot like, you know of him, my lord? Yeah, he know about him because his daddy. A sail at, and then we go, let's see what it says. A sail at the G4 Naval Base. So we got some prisoners listening to it up, and we know who that is. I got this from the spoilers, but I can tell who the fuck that is by how he look. So those, if you guys don't remember, when what was it? Saboti, I think. Well, theoretically, after Kuma did the little thing, yeah, at Saboti with he scattered the straw hats and he beat their ass and spread them across the world, and they came back together after all their training. These was the guys that was going around pretending to be the Straw Hat Pirates. Yeah, this is dumb. They was the ones going around pretending to be the Straw Hat Pirates, like he was Luffy. I think he was this guy was Sanji. But yeah, this is dumb. Now they pretending to be the kid pirates. It look like. So they saying Joy Boy, who cares? I bet you I can easily beat him, right, Captain Kid? Duh, the the man's already dead. Our captain's the only thing bigger than his confidence is his belly. Yeah. What do you say? Yeah, I'm clearly a million times tougher than this Joy Toy. It's Joy Boy, boss. These guys funny. And it's crazy because they in the cell. They're in a jail cell. Ain't nobody in there but them, it looks like. And they just still perpetrating to themselves. We got some Marines. They in shock, like, oh shit. And then Vegapunk saying, "Do bear in mind, I only have to access a handful. I only have access to a handful of poneglyphs, but their combined narrative clearly chronicles an unbelievable history about a great war in the distant past." During that, let's just pause and clap for this. The most dialogue we seen from Vegapunk since this motherfucker started talking on this damn video. It's the most talking he did in a row. Oh God, it's time to flame up. If y'all ain't got to hit y'all blunt yet, wrong lighter. If y'all ain't got to hit y'all blunt yet, take a hit of that. You ain't got no weed this morning and you can't roll up, take a hit of that. If you don't smoke, peer pressure, nigga, peer pressure. Take a hit of that. And if you just like to get high, take a hit of that. Alright, now let's get back to it. So yeah, that's the most dialogue we got from Vegapunk on this damn communication snail in a while. So he's saying during that period, Joy Boy faced an enemy, the organization now known as the World Government. And then we got the Marines. They're like, wait, isn't that us? Well, he did say he was a pirate. And then we got Luffy and Dorian Bragi. They still running from. I know this one. That's Mars. I remember Mars and Saturn, and I think the Samurai Gundy dude, that's Jupiter, I believe. But yeah, so we got they still running from his ass because Luffy punches don't hurt him. Dude has something different. So they getting their ass mauled down by a big ass boar, hawked down. And then Vegapunk is saying back then they were merely the Allied powers. So it wasn't the government yet. It was just called the Allied powers. A temporary of collision consisting of 20 separate kingdoms. And we got this girl say, remember, he's walking through the punk records down there where the motherfucking flame at, and he's using Conqueror hockey. You could tell because of the black lightning, and I guess those snails being conscious beings, they get knocked out bad, they passing out. So he's using that to try to knock out the transmission snail, but seemingly it's not near one of those because it's still going as we get to the next slide. And Vegapunk continue on to say it can be assumed that an alliance was the only feasible way to oppose the formidable faction to which Joy Boy belonged. I'm afraid that the cause of this confliction still eludes me, so I do not presume to judge the morality of the combatants. I can however say that this war was a clash of two opposing ideologies. I mentioned earlier that Joy Boy was born into a fantastical civilization. Then we get a nice spread of Vegapunk, and it's like a little image of it looks like that's Joy Boy in his Nika form fighting what looks to be three emus, but I'm assuming them three kings because they just got their crowns on. You feel me? That's just how the silhouettes look. So he fighting three of the 20 kings. And then we go to Zoe, the New World, and we see the giant elephant. What's his name? Zunisha. Yeah, we see Zunisha. He just chilling, listening there. And then some more dialogue from Vegapunk. Take a hit of that. On God. Now we snapping this episode on Phone and Grave. This motherfucker chapter might get a 10 out of 10 for me just based on information alone. We snapping. One so advanced that it's hard to believe it exists. Let's see, hold on. Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. So Vegapunk continues. I mentioned earlier that Joy Boy was born into a fantastical civilization, one so advanced that it's hard to believe it existed over 900 years ago. And then we get, I don't know where that's at, but we got the minks and all them. Well, it's that Zoe. That's still on top of, yeah, that's on top of the elephant. That's Zoe. And they all looking shocked as Vegapunk continues to say the weapons that existing during this century-long struggle are far beyond our modern science. And then the minks listening there and they like that's amazing, giving their little comments. I remember this dude, the Luffy beat his ass with the boxing gloves and the afro. On God, Luffy had to go digger mode. Oh God. He said, "What's that peanut head fool saying? Oh, boss, you're making me hungry." And then Vegapunk continues to say, such technology is baffling even to a genius such as myself. And then back to the dude that Luffy, rock'em sock'em robots. He's so big headed, poo poo poo. So they just talking shit. They ain't taking shit serious, but some real information, bro. The way they treating this shit right now, as Vegapunk saying and all that, is the way a lot of people treat a lot of the stuff that's coming out in the world today. That's how people looking at Terrence Howard right now. And therein lies our problem, says Vegapunk. Labostratum. Back to the Labostratum. Stussy, wheeze, wheeze. That's a thick ass motherfucking Vegapunk right there. And is that Sabo? Who the fuck is that? Okay, that's Keek. That's what's his name? That's dude from Cypher Pole. I'm wondering who else got that big ass nose like that. It's not Usopp. That's dude from Cypher Pole in there with that thick ass Vegapunk. He just still sitting there looking at her ass. He ain't paying attention to nothing she doing besides staring at her ass. She got that motherfucker out. It's me, Stutzy. It's me, Edison. So you are Edison, thick bitch. Lower the barrier and hightail it out of there. And it seems like that's what. Oh, that's this Stussy. That's Stussy. So Edison is telling that to Stussy, and Stussy's saying, "But I can't. What if something were to happen to the Straw Hat crew? I'm gonna be straight with you. There ain't no point in the barrier no more. Not when there are monsters on the island who can ignore it." It's one of the other Vegapunks. So it's that Edison. Okay, I think that's Edison. We've done all we can for him. I'm sure they'll make it somehow. Y'all correct me if it ain't. How much longer, Janabe? My apologies. We're almost there. There's nothing to apologize for. We're busy. So that's Zoro talk and Janabe. Okay. So Janabe on the intercom. I'm trying to see if I can make sense of all this. So they saying how much longer, Janabe? Because they waiting on Janabe to get to the boat so they can get the fuck up out of there. And Janelle saying, my apologies, we're almost there. And then Zoro smart mouth fast. There's nothing to apologize for. We were busy. And then whoever that is they talk to saying, is that Zoro? You're going to get it later. I think that's Sanji. Now hurry. Oh, that's Nami. Now hurry up. They're moving their ships to blockade the northeast coast. I'll never forgive you if you get blasted out of if you get blasted out of the water after all of this. If we get okay, I'll never forgive you if we get blasted out the water after all this. then Stussy saying that's good to hear. I was worried Stella would never forgive me if I let them get caught. As if, now get your ass out of there. But I don't know what to do with myself. Y'all put that wrong bubble right there. 'Cause that's the dialogue bubble that's supposed to be when Vegapunk talking. They confusing me. You don't might care about what you got going on. Now that Stella's gone, who am I meant to live for? I have no purpose. Stussy. Don't let him use his sword. So now we get to um um Bonnie, Sanji, and the giants that they with fighting. That's Jupiter, I think. Saint Jupiter, yeah, I think that's Jupiter. And then they saying, don't let him use his sword. This geezer could cut anything. And it seemed like some mental dialogue going on, sense the living voices. Bonnie, okay, so he not see what he's sensing something? I don't know, I don't get it. Bonnie, get down. So Frankie saved her because he was finna give it to her. Frankie saved her life. And he cut the head off that damn ship. Pretty smooth. He wasn't nowhere near that motherfucker at that. And then Bonnie saying, I can't maintain this through the future very long. The voice and back to Vegapunk. Vegapunk saying the voice century ended with Joy Boy's defeat. And then we got the robot and Zunisha sitting there looking salty because y'all let it happen. Fuck wrong with them. Let that shit happen. That's why y'all ass still apologizing 900 years later. How much do you intend to say? So, Jupiter is questioning how much Vegapunk intends to say while trying to chop Bonnie ass down because his ass in motion. Jupiter in motion stays in motion until he chop Bonnie ass down. So he leaps up, and this motherfucker cut the entire top off Punk Records. Yeah, I can see that. I'm gonna get to the dialogue, but we can see that. And again, he's nowhere near it. That's crazy. There's no shockwave like when Mihawk does his shit, or Mazzaro does the 1,000 pound Phoenix. None of that, you feel me? That's just pressure from him swinging his damn sword. There are too many life forms up here. So he's frustrated because he don't think it's a way he can, you feel me, single out and get rid of that damn thing, that transmission snail. Back to Vegapunk. But aftermath had grander consequences. That was a fucking tongue twister. The wake of the conflict scarred the world, and those scars never healed. Everybody real involved. So they looking up now. Everybody that's on the inside, they looking up and they shocked and confused because dude just cut the fucking roof off the building. There's a lot of people in there. The Seraphim still in there too. They looking like what the hell going on. Now, I did see the spoilers. I guess this the part when they said he freed them from the bubbles. But back to Vegapunk and what he's saying. We all know travel between islands can be excruciating difficult. The seas, the seas one must travel are so vast and perilous. Most people are content to live and die at their place of birth, never experiencing any culture other than their own. bit obvious. Yeah, so we got people just talking they shit. Yeah, yeah, everyone knows the seeds are dangerous. And then Vegapunk says, that is common knowledge to us now. But it wasn't like that 1,000 years ago. A cataclysm, ecological disaster occurred during the Void Century. And we got Ivanka and the Revolutionary Army. Everybody shocked except for Dragon with that same stale ass look on his face. Everybody know what look we time out. If you're part of this community, you know what look Dragon got on his face right now. Sabo looking shocked too. And then back to Vegapunk dialogue. The world of millennia, the world of a millennia ago sleeps unseen at the bottom of the ocean. Oh no, I'm going too far. And then what he say? That kind of that's occurred during the Void Century. I know it's a bit hard to believe on my word alone, but there really were multiple vast contents back then. And then we got the people back on Nami hometown. This is a saying, whatever. Oh, I forgot this. Oh, and Vegapunk also let them know in the ancient world was swallowed by the ocean. We are now living on top of the remnants. Okay, hold on. Let me get that in order. Okay, a cataclysmic ecological disaster occurred during the Void Century, and the ancient world was swallowed up by the ocean. We are now living on top of the remnants, continental fragments of the land masses that once were. And they even give us a spread of underground city. Looks like that's a nice spread. And then you got the Sea King back there. And then that was everything else I read. I'm not reading all that again. So back to where I left off. We got back in Nami hometown. They saying this is insane. Hey, Nojiko, where do you think you're going? The whole world is at stake. And she like, shit, fill me in later. I gotta go check on these tangerines. So let's get back to Vegapunk, man. I like this. Come on. This change in the world helps explain how the century of the how the century of how a century of history could be censored. A feat that seems nigh impossible, but it makes sense when you consider the undeniable conclusion to all the data points to. Within a mere century, the average sea level rose by a staggering 200 meters. And he said, what? You're kidding. And they're like, you're kidding. 200. Everybody reacting. That's the Marines reacting like, damn, that's crazy. And they said, warship's only 60 meters tall. No wonder the old world disappeared. Hey, stop listening to this crap. We have work to do. Those Saffron and all those prisoners, Cypherpole agents, were spotted falling out the lab building. We've got to rescue them. Did you hear that his tall tales keep getting taller? They don't take him serious. They laughing. This old fart lost his marbles. What a joke. Yeah, that's how people react. Sakura Kingdom, Chopper's hometown. Is this really possible? Old lady, even now the world still finds a way to keep things interesting. That mountain is around 200 meters. They're saying something that tall would be submerged. That's awful. How many people died? That begs the question. That begs the question. And why did such a fool, a flub? Damn. And that begs the question, why did such a flood occur? Naturally, your first inclusion might be to assume it was some kind of natural disaster. However, I could say for certain that it was no such thing. It was a man made calamity. So he's spilling the fucking beans. What do you say? And everybody reacting like you can't be serious. Back to Vegapunk, come on, I like this. They giving us the dialogue. If this if this catastrophe was brought about by natural means, there would be records denoting early warning signs several centuries earlier. It was a severe world alerting event after all. But all my research into meteorology, geology, ecology, and atmospheric science confirmed that there's no such natural buildup. It's impossible for such a drastic change to happen spontaneously within a span of a mere 100 years. Meaning damn, is that a typo? The void century was 1,000 years ago. So you saying it's only been 100 years since the sea level rose? Okay, so okay, okay, I get it. So the void century was 1,000 years ago, but it's this whole thing with 900 years ago, and it was like 100 years that was just not accounted for. They couldn't account for those for that 100 year period. This is what went on during that 100 year period. That was the time they took flooding this shit, and they keeping it secret. And that's how long it took them to erase history. 100 years. Meaning the cause lies elsewhere. My suspicions were confirmed a few days ago when I analyzed the world's current sea levels. This would be hard to accept, but that disaster 800 years ago was caused by ancient weapons, technology capable of sinking a world. And that very same firepower evidently still exists, just waiting to be used again. In other words, the Great War which ravaged the world during the Void Century is still going on, and we got Emu sitting there looking unbothered, playing with flowers like usual. I ain't gonna hold y'all. That was an awesome chapter. I'm trying to wrap this up 'cause I gotta go get my son. But we're gonna give this chapter a 10 out of 10. Bro, so much information. Really not a lot of action, you feel me? But they still gave us some stuff. We still seen the people fighting, so I like that. We seen the Gorosei members. They was in a panic like a motherfucker. I like that on their ass, you feel me? 'Cause they so fucking cocky all the goddamn time. I like, and they was dominating the Straw Hats this whole time. Straw Hats don't got no hope of beating them. So I'm glad to see their ass stressed and going through it right now. You feel me? I'm glad shit just ain't too easy for their ass. You feel me, bro? But let's see what else is going on. I be getting confused with this. Okay, yes, reverse. But let's see. Yeah. So that's what's going on. So the void century was 1,000 years ago, but they always talk about 800 to 900 years ago because that's about how long it took for them to erase history. That's a whole void period. It's a whole period that's unaccounted for in time. Um, you can go back to the motherfucking library on episodes with the library that Robin, the place where Robin from, when they bombed that place, they have found out about that much. They have found out a lot of information. And the dude has said that it was just a void period that they couldn't account for. I know I'm not making that up. I'm not going back and looking for it myself. I probably do, and I'll get on here and drop a short to confirm it another time. But somebody of you already know it in the top of your mind. Confirm that in the comments for me. But let's see. If they are they going on break next week? No, it doesn't say anything about a break. So yeah, I'm really eager for next week. I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer. Y'all take it easy, enjoy the week, and we'll see y'all next week. Next week I am gonna drop. I normally drop these on Thursdays. Like I said, I was busy, so it's still out. there it go. I normally like trying, I like being one of the first guys to do it. That way I stand out in the crowd. Cause I'm a little channel right now. If I'm one of the first ones to do it, y'all see me first. You feel me? But tune in with me next week, y'all. Take it easy. Have a good one.